Hello and welcome to another video. Decimal numbers and the long division. So in this video, we'll learn how to do a long division with decimal numbers. That might smell bad. Repeat. Yeah, the acronym here is the MSBR. So we use the acronym to make this sentence so we can remember, the operations and the process we'll use during the long division. So here the D means division, M multiplication, S subtraction, B we're gonna bring down, and R we repeat. So here we have a divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, and repeat again the process. So during the long division process, we'll use this operation: division, multiplication, subtraction, bring down, and we repeat. So long division with decimal. So let's see the step. 1. Eliminate the decimal point from the divisor, if any. So if the divisor is a decimal number, so we need to eliminate that decimal point. We'll see in practice how to eliminate the point. 2. Perform long division as usual. So we need to go through division, multiplication, subtraction, we bring it down, and then we repeat. 3. Use the same decimal place for the quotient as in the dividend. So here I highlighted divisor, quotient, and the dividend. So let's see what each keyword represents in the long division. Okay, so this is an example where we have 1823.5 divided by 5. So the blue is the dividend. And that's the way they will write the thing. They will ask you to do 1823.5 divided by 5. So the dividend goes inside. Now we have the divisor which is outside, that's the yellow, and the green is the quotient, so the result after you do the division, the long division, what you get. So that is the quotient. Okay, let's explain this long division. So again, the question is 1823.5 divided by 5, and the result, which is the quotient, will be on top. Now, how that works? First of all, you do the division, which is to check how many times the divisor, which is here 5, goes into the first digit. So we go digit by digit. So we check 5 goes into 1 0 times. Yeah, 0. So you write 0 on top of 1. So after you check how many times the divisor goes into the dividend, the first digit of the dividend, now the next step is to do the multiplication. So let's write again the acronym here. So we have a division, multiplication, we have a subtraction, we bring it down, and we repeat the process. So we have 0 because 5 goes into 1 0 time. Now the multiplication is to do 0 times 5, which is 0. Okay, so after the multiplication, we need to do the subtraction. So 1, this 1 here, minus 0, which is 1. So we do division, multiplication, subtraction. Now the B, we have to bring down the next digit. And the next digit here is 8. So we bring down the 8. And we have 18. And we're going to repeat, that's the R, we're going to repeat this process. Okay, when you check the first digit and it is 0, you could just skip it and move to the first 2 digits. That's what they did here. So instead of do the thing for 1, you have a 0, and at the end you still have that 1 before you bring down the 8. You could just go directly to 18 and start from there. But anyway, it's also fine to go step by step so you know that you don't miss anything. Okay, we repeat the process. So again, the division part is to check how many times this 5 goes into 18. And the answer is 3. So that 3 goes on top of 8. Okay, now the multiplication. 3, this 3 multiplied by 5 is 15. You write the 15 below 18. After the multiplication, it will be the subtraction. So we do subtraction between 18 and the 15. So 18 minus 15. We know that 8 minus 5 is 3. 1 minus 1 is 0. Okay. Now, we're going to bring down the next digit, which is here 2. And we have 32. So know that this is a 0 here. And the 032 is same as a 0. 32. 032 is same as 32. And we're going to repeat the process, which is again, take this 32, check how many times the 5 here, the divisor goes into 32. And the answer is 6. That 6 will be on top of the 2 here. And the 6 times 5 is 30. Okay, 32 minus 30 is going to be 2 minus 0, which is 2. 3 minus 3, 0. So the answer is 2. We bring down the next digit. And we have a 23. We repeat the process. 5 goes into 23. How many times? And this is 4 times. Why? Because 4 times 5 is 20. We write the 20. We do the subtraction between 23 and the 20. And that gives you 3, because 3 minus 0 is 3 and 2 minus 2 is 0. Okay, before we bring down the next digit, there is a decimal here. So that decimal we need to place after the 4, because decimals will be aligned up. So we have that decimal there, and we bring down the last digit, which is 5. We repeat the process. 5 goes into 35 how many times? 7 times. So 7 goes on top of 5, and the 5 times 7 is 35. 35 minus 35 is 0. And yes, there is no more digit to bring down, so we stop there, which is what they did on the left side here. Okay, so let's see what can happen if you have your divisor as a decimal. Remember, let's go back here to the steps. Eliminate the decimal pointer from the divisor, if any. So the example we just did, there is no decimal point in the divisor. The divisor is 5, so no decimal point. So that is fine. We don't need to eliminate anything. That's why we just use it to do the operation. Now, the second step said perform the long division, which we did. And the third step, use the same decimal place for the quotient, also did here when we placed the decimal in the quotient. Okay, now let's see what's going to happen in case you have a decimal point in the divisor. So here we have 182.35 divided by 0.5. So it's going to be something like this. The 182.35 goes here, divided by 0.5. So the divisor here is 0.5. Because we have a decimal in the divisor, we need to eliminate that decimal. And how to eliminate that decimal point is to move the decimal point to the right 1 unit. Why 1 unit? Because we always have 1 digit after the decimal. So therefore, you're going to have 5 here because 0.5 is 5. And because we move the decimal in the divisor, we need to move the decimal also in the dividend. And they have to be also 1 unit. So the number of units you use for, or the number of places, you use for the divisor, you use that same place for the dividend. So we move one time, so we're gonna have 1, 8, 2, 3, and the decimal gonna be here. So that's what they have here. So the thing changed to 1823.5 divided by 5. Okay, let's see more in case you have different options. So here we have the divisor as a 1.62, the dividend is 65.03. So what we'll do here, again, we want our divisor to be that whole number, or the whole number, so that number without a decimal. So how many digits we have after the decimal? We have a 2 digit, 6 and 2. Therefore, we're gonna move the point or the decimal 2 times. So 1, 2. For that, we move the decimal 2 times also for the dividend. 1, 2. Okay, so the operation becomes this. You're gonna have 65.03 without decimal divided by 162 without decimal. Okay, let's see the next example. Here we have only 1 digit after the decimal for the divisor. Again, only the divisor, you check if there is a decimal in the divisor. We don't care if the dividend has a decimal. What is very important is to check if the divisor has a decimal. If yes, okay, you use this strategy to remove the decimal. Otherwise, okay, you just do your long division. So we have 1 digit after the decimal for this example. That means we move the decimal only once. So like this, so 3.4 becomes 34. And because in the dividend we don't have a decimal, what we do is just to place a 0 on the right side of it. Therefore, the division is 99580, which is 99,580, divided by 34. Yeah, it's amazing, right? So when we are moving this decimal to the right side, 1 unit, or 1 place, or 2 places, or 2 units, or 2 times, or 3 times, this is like we are multiplying the number by 10. And to keep that balance, that's why we do the same thing to the dividend. Okay, so in case you don't have a decimal in the dividend, so you place a 0 on the right side of the last digit, like we did it here. So let's see the last example. Here we have 2 digits after the decimal for the divisor. Again, we check for the divisor. Okay, so because we have a 2 digit, that means we need to move the decimal 2 times. So 1, 2. Okay, so our divisor now is 925. Now, the dividend, we have a 780.3. So we have to move the decimal also 2 times, but only 1 digit we have on the right side of the decimal. Therefore, we're going to complete this with another 0 to have that same movement, for the dividend. So we're going to have a 7, 8, 0, 3, and another 0 placed on the right side of 3. So we have a 78,030 divided by 925, and you do the long division. Okay, feel free to leave a comment if you need more clarification for any step of this long division. I will be more than happy, to help you. Thank you.